It is 2 a.m. The room is dark. Everyone else in your house is asleep. But you are lying there, completely still on the outside while something inside you is running at full speed. You are replaying a conversation from 3 days ago. Someone said something, or maybe it was the way they said it, and you have been turning it over ever since. You have imagined 12 different versions of what they meant. You have scripted your response to each one. You have considered the worst possible outcome, prepared for it, then talked yourself out of it, then circled back and prepared for it again. And the exhausting part is not the thinking itself. The exhausting part is that you know you are doing it. You can see yourself doing it, and you still cannot stop. Take a breath. Just for a second. You don't have to solve anything right now. Just be here. People will tell you to just relax. They will say, you think too much. They will look at you with a kind of gentle confusion, like you are choosing this somehow. Like overthinking is a bad habit you could drop the way you might quit biting your nails. But they don't understand what is actually happening inside you. And honestly, most people who overthink don't fully understand it either. Because this is not about being a worrier. It is not about being negative or weak or anxious for no reason. This goes much deeper than that. Your brain has a system built into it called the default mode network. Think of it as the part of your mind that switches on when you are not focused on a task. For most people, this network hums quietly in the background. But for people who overthink, this network is loud. It is persistent. It pulls you away from the present moment and drops you straight into a loop of analysis, memory, and projection. You are not doing this on purpose. Your brain is simply wired to keep processing. It is like a computer that never fully powers down. Even when you close all the windows, something is still running in the background. And here is the thing nobody tells you. That kind of brain is often an incredibly capable one. It notices things others miss. It thinks several steps ahead. It catches problems before they happen. The very thing that keeps you up at night is also the thing that makes you remarkably good at navigating a complicated world. The problem is not the engine. The problem is that the engine never gets to rest. Now here's what overthinking almost always comes back to, underneath all the noise. It comes back to a feeling of not being safe. Psychologists talk about something called intolerance of uncertainty. It sounds clinical, but the feeling is very human. It simply means that your nervous system finds the unknown genuinely threatening, not just uncomfortable, threatening. And so your brain does what it was built to do. It tries to think its way to certainty. It runs every scenario. It maps every exit. It tries to control through thought what it cannot control through action. Think of it like this. Imagine you are standing in a dark room and you don't know how big it is. You don't know if there is furniture to trip over. You don't know where the walls are. Most people would feel uncomfortable. But your brain starts pacing the room with its hands out, touching every surface, mapping every corner, refusing to stop until it knows exactly where everything is. That pacing is your overthinking. It is not irrational. It is your mind trying to turn the lights on in a dark room. And where did that need come from? Why does uncertainty feel so dangerous to you? For most people who overthink, the answer lives in the past. Somewhere in your earlier life, something was unpredictable. Maybe it was a parent whose mood changed without warning. Maybe it was a situation where you weren't prepared and something went wrong and the pain of that stayed with you. Maybe you learned very early that if you let your guard down, something unexpected would hurt you. So you started preparing, constantly, for every possibility. Because being caught off guard once felt worse than the exhaustion of permanent alertness. Psychologists call this hypervigilance. Your nervous system learned to treat uncertainty as a threat and thinking as your weapon against it. You became so good at this that it became automatic. It became the thing your mind does before you even realize it has started. You were not born an overthinker. You became one. And you became one because at some point it helped you survive. But here is what overthinking always does, without exception. It keeps you living in two places that don't exist, the past and the future. You replay what already happened, searching for what you missed, what you should have said, what you could have done differently. And then you fast forward to what hasn't happened yet, building scenarios, bracing for impact, rehearsing conversations that may never take place. And while you are doing all of that, the present moment, the only place where your actual life is happening, slips by almost unnoticed. It is like sitting on a train with your face pressed against the back window, watching the scenery you already passed. The view ahead is right there. but you keep looking backward. And here's the cruelest part. Overthinking feels productive. It feels like you are doing something. It feels like if you just think about it long enough, hard enough, carefully enough, you will finally arrive at an answer that makes you feel safe. But that answer never fully comes, because the safety you are looking for is not at the end of a thought. It was never there to find. So what do you actually do with a brain like this? I won't tell you to simply stop overthinking. That is like telling someone in the middle of a storm to simply stop getting wet. The storm is already happening. What you need is not a command. What you need is understanding. Start by noticing the moment the loop begins. Not to stop it, not yet. Just to name it. There is something powerful about saying to yourself, I am doing the thing again. My brain is trying to find safety through thinking. That small act of naming creates a tiny bit of distance between you and the spiral. You become the one watching the loop instead of the one trapped inside it. Then ask yourself one gentle question. Is there anything I can actually do about this right now? Not tomorrow. Not in theory. Right now, tonight, in this room. If the answer is yes, do that one thing. If the answer is no, and often it will be no, then you have permission to set it down. Not forever, just for tonight. The problem will still be there in the morning if you need to return to it. It does not need you to guard it through the night. And I want to say something directly to you because I think you need to hear it. You are not crazy. You are not weak. You are not too much in your own head. You are someone whose mind works overtime because somewhere along the way, it decided that thinking harder was the same as being safer. That is an incredibly human response to an incredibly difficult experience. But you are allowed to rest. Your brain does not have to earn its peace by solving everything first. Peace is not a reward for finishing all the thinking. Peace is something you are allowed to have right now, even with questions still unanswered, even with outcomes still uncertain, even with the loop still quietly running in the background. Think of your mind less like a machine that needs to finish its work, and more like a tired friend who has been walking for a very long time. That friend does not need to reach the destination tonight. They need to sit down. They need water. They need to be told that they have done enough for today. You have done enough for today. Take a breath. Let your shoulders drop. Let the loop run a little quieter tonight. You are not broken because your mind never stops. You are human. A very tired, very thoughtful, very feeling human who has been working so hard for so long. The thoughts will be there tomorrow if you need them. Tonight, you are allowed to just exist, without solving, without replaying, without preparing. Just here, just breathing, just enough.